Have you ever tried playing an AD comp without Last Whisper or an AP comp without Statikk Shiv? You thought you could get away with it, didn't you? Only to be confronted with the cruel reality that these items are extremely important to get past the enemy frontline. Set 9 might honestly change this. I believe that the game gives you enough tools to build a successful comp without these items. So in this video, let's go over all the alternatives available to you if you're looking to add magic or armor pen to your team. If you're only interested in reducing the enemy magic resistance, then the most common choice is to simply build Ionic Spark or Statikk Shiv, since they shred the enemy magic resistance by 50%. However, this might not be the best idea if you're playing Demacia. For example, if you're playing Kayle and you reach level 6, her ability will launch a wave every third attack that will shred enemies by 40% for 4 seconds. Lux herself also has an integrated flat magic pen that stacks every second of her ability and therefore works great in combination with Kayle to weaken the main target quickly. If you're playing an AD comp, then outside of Last Whisper, you have the option of including Vi or Samira. Vi is pretty much the mirror to Kayle here and provides you with a 40% Sunder effect to everyone hit by her ability for 4 seconds as well. Samira, on the other hand, provides you with flat armor pen that stays for the rest of combat. So it can be a good idea to move these units next to your main carry if you want to maximize your damage. Now let's get to the most important part of this video. In set 9, there are 5 more ways of reducing the opponent's defense. The first 3 are somewhat niche, but it's still good to know about them. You have the Ornn item, Obsidian Cleaver, which gives you a 50% shred and sunder effect. If you happen to find yourself in the Zorn region, you can also add Rise, because in this region, units hit by his ability will get their defenses reduced by 40%. And lastly, if you're playing Void and you reached Baron Nashor, then you don't have to worry about high defenses at all anymore, since he will throw a few asset pools as the first part of his ability, which reduces armor and magic resistance by 70%. Like I said, these 3 are a little bit niche, but the next 2 will be relevant for every single game that you play. First up, we have the Freyord trait. Just activating it with 2 units will reduce the armor and magic resistance of the entire enemy team by 40% for 15 seconds. This is honestly more than enough time for most fights, and the only downside here is that you won't benefit from this effect until 5 seconds into the fight. This is why in late game your best option isn't always to include Freyord, but instead you can field Heimerdinger. His turret has 2 incredibly useful upgrades. The first one is the Shrink upgrade, which causes the turret damage to both sunder and shred enemy units by 40%. You can add this upgrade 2 more times to increase the effect to 60 and 70%. This sounds great, but I would actually recommend combining the Shrink upgrade with the multi-shot to spread the debuff to more enemies. So with only spending a little bit of gold, you have successfully built your own unit that provides you with all the armor and magic pen that you were missing until this point. Knowing these types of tricks can sometimes make all the difference for your game. So why not subscribe and never miss out on any useful tips in the future. I hope you learned something, and see you next time.